Everyone has heard of Crazy Johns, one of the most successful mobile phone companies in Australia. But exactly who is behind Crazy Johns and how did it all get started? Well, his name is John Illhan, a 39-year-old entrepreneur who through his company has become the wealthiest person in Australia under 40. I spoke to John about how he did it. John, welcome to Wealth Creator. Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
So John, firstly, can you tell us a bit about your background and how you got involved in the industry?
I grew up in Broadmeadows. I went to Jacana Primary. I went to Broadmeadows High School. I went on to La Trobe University and I dropped out halfway through the first year at university. Okay. It wasn't for me, I realised it just wasn't for me. I was going through that teenage stage of what I want to do in my life, who do I want to be, and it just wasn't for me. So I thought I'd defer it for a year and go back. But I never went back, obviously. I thought I'd just work somewhere for a couple of months and get some income. I was living at home with Mum and Dad, so I went to the Ford Motor Company. I worked there. I ended up staying there for 3.5 years. I started off on the production line first for a few weeks, and there was a job available at head office for a young sales clerk. I applied and I got that. And 3.5 years later, I moved on to another phone retailer. I had a friend who worked at this particular phone retailer, and he said, come over, they pay good commissions, and it's a new industry, it's mobile phones. So I thought I'd leave because I wasn't getting a promotion at the Ford Motor Company. They gave all the positions to graduates, so I never got a promotion or anything. So I thought I'd move on, and that's how I got into the industry. Then I worked at this particular phone company for 3.5 years, and then I was their best salesman for 3.5 years. I got tired and bored there as well, so I thought I'd leave and start my own shop. I was a bit naive, didn't have much money, so I decided to open a shop in Brunswick, a little shop, and I kind of fell into it, not really understanding the risks.
So at that stage there wasn't any thought of having a big chain of stores?
No, not initially. I thought one little shop will do and I'll just get on with that. It won't be too difficult. I know the product. I did believe in the product, and I knew one day it'd be huge. Yeah. But how far it would go, as far as my business is concerned, how many outlets I would have, I wasn't too sure about that. The first 2 years were quite tough.
So did the early days teach you a lot about business?
Absolutely. And once I was locked into a lease, I couldn't get out because who was going to pay for the balance of the lease? Mum and Dad didn't have the money, so I was basically. In that situation, I had to get it on my own, make it work. And so it taught me a lot of things, obviously, how do I sell, what do I sell, do I sell second-hand phones rather than brand new phones? A lot of hurdles to overcome.
So John, where is the company at today?
We have over 600 employees. We've got over 100 stores nationwide. We've got the largest corporate team in Australia, outside of Telstra's own corporate team, offices in each state. We look after major clients like Foster's, Coles Myer, Glasgow Sims Klein. We've got a lot of huge clients. So there's about 50 corporate reps Australia-wide, 100 stores, I say, a huge call centre. So it's the biggest retail in Australia.
Marketing yourself differently is one of the things that you're very good at. Can you tell us a bit more?
It's more of getting the company out there, the exposure and having fun. As I say, with our brand, because it's a fun brand, you can do some fun things, and we have done that. And it's caused some controversy, of course. But we do it to have fun, and it works. As I say, we get our mascot out in the football ground. He plays around with the players, runs through banners. He's a bit naughty, and it gives us great exposure.
So how important is it for a business to differentiate itself from their competitors?
Well, you need to differentiate yourself from your competition, otherwise you'll be the same. That's what we try to do. Have a fun brand, have a bit of fun, do things differently. Give the customer a different experience.
So, John, being different is important, but what are some of the other keys to your success?
Advertising is a key. First to market with good offers is a key. So it's all about the customer, you see. So if you have a good offer to the customer, if you have good people selling the product, if you're the first to market, as I say, that's the important thing. If the customer knows they're getting the value. So the deals first, backed up with promotions, advertising, and the best people around you to sell those products. We try and employ the best people out there in the market, so we go and poach them. But internally we also, when I say poach them, we go and find the best people, obviously, try and employ experts in those areas. But internally, we also help the young guys. We develop them so they can grow within the organisation. Salespeople don't want to stay as salespeople in the shop forever. Yeah. So we can develop those guys to moving into head office, into HR, into advertising, into administration. So they're the important factors, and a lot of companies don't do that, I suppose, help develop the young people to grow within the organisation.
Many people would say that you're very successful, you know, you've made a lot of money, so why do you keep working? Why don't you just retire?
Why does a cricketer keep playing and keep batting? It's the same thing. What else? What would you do? You can't retire, really. You can't play golf every day. You just got to keep working until you're 80, 90. You need something to stimulate you in your life, I suppose. So if you find the right balance between having fun and holidays and working, you just keep working. It's just, you know, if you stay at home, if you keep playing golf, it will get very boring, I'd say. Yeah. So I just try to find new challenges in my life. Keep finding new challenges that stimulates me each day.
So what does the future hold for Crazy Johns?
To keep growing and to keep changing the business with market trends. You know, whatever it takes. New products come out, new technologies come out. We'll just keep growing the business. Just keep chipping away at our business, trying to perfect it each year to be the best one-stop shop in telecommunications as a retailer. Yeah. And the market's changing all the time. Yeah, so it's fun. You know, we'd like to have 300 stores one day. But if it means that we need to downsize and have bigger stores, more of an entertainment, huge outlet, we might have 50 stores in each state one day rather than having 100 stores in each state. Might have 1,000 stores in Australia one day. Who knows? But it's just to always be the market leader. So if somebody wants to buy a telecommunications product, we want to be the best place to come.
John, thanks a lot for joining us on Wealth Creator today.
Thanks for having me, Reuben.
There's more of Wealth Creator coming up right after this.